guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Madison and today I want to take you on a plant room tour. So let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and start along this wall here. This is to the left of the room as you come in. And we've got obviously a big old thing strung up along the wall here. And don't mind my temporary setup here with these upside down buckets and the glass. My boyfriend and I are planning on doing kind of a major overhaul of this room here so that my plants can have a little bit of a nicer setup along this wall and the one that's behind us. So we'll get to that. But let's see, let me get my light situated here. There we go. Okay, so let's look at this guy first. Let me show you from up top. It's so cool. This is a Dracaena. Oh, let me see. I think I put the name in here. Dracaena warneckii or Warnecki. So hopefully that's right. Super easy care plant. I really let this get very, very dry and it is absolutely fine. And I just love the color. It comes out such a stark white. This is one of those plants that just looks like it's fake and you really have to touch it to kind of see if it's real or not. And even then, it's kind of hard to tell if it's real. But so beautiful. And then we've got a Tanike rubber tree. And again, let's look at that top view. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love these leaves. They look like they have been just painted on or something. And then next to the rubber tree, I've got this big bad aluminum plant. This guy is humongous. He definitely needs some sort of trellis or something because those arms get really heavy. And then you can see they really tend to fall down here. But honestly, I don't mind the way it looks. I feel like it looks just kind of crazy and full. Down here, I've got my philodendron Birkin. This guy is so, so cool. I really love the way he looks in there. It looks like he's just kind of spitting out towards the sun. Such a cool plant. This new leaf kind of struggled here. As you can see, we've got a little bit of weird browning. And this newest leaf is very, very white, but there is some green. So we'll see. I feel like it did have a mite problem. So I gave this guy a really good spray a while back and I haven't seen anything on it. So hopefully he survives. I think he'll do okay. All right, and then sitting on top of the little stand here, I've got this long golden pothos and I've got him just kind of really temporarily tacked up there. Not using actual tacks, but there are, let's see if you can see in here, there are hooks up here that I just screwed into the wall. And I just have them just gently placed in there. So they're staying, but it's definitely not a permanent solution. My vision is to kind of have this really filling up the wall one day. So I need to figure out what I want to do for that. Like I said, we are going to figure out something else to just go all here. So I think some sort of large trellis is going to be a part of that, but we'll see when we get to it. And moving along here, this plant, this is a Rhaphidophora decursiva. This does not generally live here. I was going to redo him on the trellis, and as I was taking all the stuff down to re-put it up, I realized that I just have tons and tons of sections here, just runners. There's no leaves happening, so he's gonna get the chop, I think, today. So that's why he's in here, but he does live in my bedroom usually, so we'll skip over him. Let's see here. Okay, I really want to be able to show you this plant. Let me turn off these lights up here. Maybe just this one. There we go. Much better. Okay, so this big bad boy is not my plant. I mean, technically it's still my plant, but this is my boyfriend's plant, and this is his pride and joy. We got this when it was just teeny tiny. It was probably about this tall, maybe this tall. And he grew it this size in his grow tent, along with his, other plants that I can't really show you right now on this channel. But yeah, beautifully, beautifully grown in the tent. way outgrew the tent, so we had to pop it up here and stick it under. I've got 2 grow lights up there that kind of help supplement him in this corner, and he is just awesome. Oh my gosh, and if I didn't mention, this is a ruby rubber tree. So beautiful. Look at those leaves. Oh, look at that. So gorgeous. So this guy is constantly growing, and he's been pushing out a bunch of new growth too. Like we've got this full new guy shooting out, and this guy. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, we've got a new baby. Let's see, a new baby back here, growing along. So yeah, this plant is doing so well. So down below, back to my plants. He is not nearly as magnificent, but he's still really cool. This is my Tradescantia Zebrina, I believe. I showed this recently in like my highest and lowest maintenance plants video, because although he is pretty, he's definitely a little on the high maintenance side. But like, I can't get rid of it because hello, look at those leaves. Let's see, can we focus? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful leaves. It doesn't really want to focus on it for me so I can show you how sparkly it is, but so gorgeous. And again, he's pretty far away from any natural light. The window is way over here. Don't want you to get whiplash, so try and go slow. But yeah, let's go back over. Okay, and all of this art, by the way, is all done by my boyfriend years ago. I think it's pretty amazing. These are all inspired by glass pieces. So cool. He did this one too. Sorry, I know this isn't plants, but so beautiful. Check that out. So cool. Okay, back to plants. Now let's start heading along this other wall here. We have a small window along this wall, and then it is, adjacent to that big west-facing window. So let's take a look here. This is a ZZ or Zamicocleus zamifolia. I'm definitely butchering that name. He is not happy with me, as you can see. Hello, not very cute, but I saw recently there is a little growth point there, so hopefully you can see that. Let me see here. There we go. There's a little growth point in there. So there's something. We're doing something, okay? And then sitting next to it here, we've got I think this is called a Buddha belly. Such a cool plant. Grows these fun flowers. Let's see. He grows from this big old, I don't even know what you call this. It's a big chunk. Big hunk of something. And he's just branched off. I thought that I was killing this guy because a lot of these leaves had died back. I think I was down to just like 2 of them, and they were quite a bit larger than this largest one. But I mean, looks like he's doing okay. He's recently popped out a bunch of leaves. All of these leaves here, he's popped out within the last couple of months. So he's doing pretty well, and they're just so cool. So cool. I definitely let this plant get very, very dry. You know, he's got this big old chunk here, so he's retaining quite a bit of water in there. But really cool plant. Let's move up along the wall here. So this guy, see if I can show you, is my Benigno pink, I think is what you call, is that how you say it? Benigno? Yeah, Benigno pink begonia. Again, I showed this recently in my highest and low maintenance, and yeah, my highest and lowest maintenance care plants, and he was on the low maintenance side, so we love that. He's just chilling up there. I recently put him up there, so hopefully he doesn't get too much sun from that grow light, or too much light from that grow light, not real sun, but you know what I'm saying. And then here, also in this little just hanger here, I'm making do with what I've got, obviously, for right now. So again, this is our before, so that later on, hopefully I can show you a really pretty after. But yeah, back to this guy. This is an Alocasia poly. Let's see, beautiful, beautiful plant. I've got a bunch of these growing. Let's see. Such pretty leaves. Oh. And this was one that I had chopped way back, all the way back to this point here, and he regrew for me. Oh, pretty nicely. There he is. Such a cool plant. Okay. And he just lives right here. He seems to do really well. I haven't had any issues with birding so far. He hasn't pushed out a new leaf quite yet, but you know, that's all right. We're coming into spring here, so I'm sure that will happen soon. And then if we come down here, I just have some spider plants that were propagations that, oop, spilling water everywhere, that definitely need to be repotted soon. Those guys are just hanging. And then here I've got just a little tray of heteroraceum or heartleaf philodendron cuttings. I don't know if any of those are gonna make it. My big one just really needed a trim. I was actually trimmed from my Brazil, believe it or not. So yeah. And honestly, these leaves feel pretty thin and wimpy, so I wouldn't be surprised if I lose a majority of these leaves, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get some roots happening from the nodes, but nothing's happening quite yet. And then here we've got this really, really pretty guy. I always get the name of this wrong. I want to call it a rickrack cactus, but I don't think that is right. So I will try and do some research and figure out exactly what this is, so I can put it on the screen for you, but super easy, very low care. Let's see, where can I go to show you? Woo! There you are. Yeah, really, really easy plant. I want to say this is like an orchid cactus or a jungle cactus. I'm probably getting all those wrong. But yeah, really, really easy care. I definitely let this guy get very dry in here. He's just sitting in another pot so that the water can drain out when I do decide to water him. And how I know to water this guy is I just kind of try and feel these, and if they're really, really like feeling super rubbery and bendy, then I know it's time. But these guys are still pretty stiff. I think I watered him recently, so he's all good. And this beautiful arrangement here, I was gifted this for Christmas. It's so pretty. It's a little like jade forest is what it's supposed to be one day. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of struggling with it. So definitely leave any care tips down below. But it's just so pretty. We are pushing out some new leaves here, but I lost some of the original ones. But he's still kicking. He's doing okay. Such a pretty pot. Look at that. So pretty. Oh, love it. Okay, so as we go up here, I think I've shown you guys this before. This used to live in my living room. This is my Hawaiian golden pothos. Such a pretty plant. I just felt like he needed to get more light than he was getting downstairs. So I brought him up here, and he has pushed out, let's see, those two top leaves up there. There you go. Yeah, those two leaves up there are brand new. Not the biggest, but hopefully we can regain some size soon. Such a beautiful plant. And it's a pothos, so you know it's easy care. Look at the size of that. So cool. Alrighty, then over here, I have my Syngonium podophyllum. This was an elbow that reverted. And again, I had this downstairs before as well. I just felt like he needed a little bit more light. So I popped him up here, and he's pushed out a new leaf for me. So we're doing well. And then we've got this orchid. I am terrible with orchid names. I really don't have many orchids. I only have 3, I think. And they were all gifted to me. But look at this. Let's see. Let's adjust that there. Look at that. This is the 2nd or 3rd year that I've had blooms on my orchids, which is so exciting. It really makes me feel like I know what I'm doing, even though I don't. But look at that. This is just a, you know, very plain white. I almost called it yellow, but it has that yellow in the middle with a little bit of reddish pink. But I just love how soft and pillowy these leaves are. They're just gorgeous. And he just hangs down. I did have him kind of staked up at one point, but I really enjoy the way he looks hanging down. So super cool. And then let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to keep adjusting my light. It's a really cloudy day today here in Colorado, so bear with me with the light. But we've got this big, pretty spider plant, and that's where the other two spider plants that I showed you came from. They were just little babies like this. And as you can see, I've got babies coming out of my ears here with this spider plant. I love this guy. So cool. And like, let's see. It looks like, no, I thought that one had roots on it already. They will grow little root systems just hanging on here, and then you can just pop them off and pluck them in some dirt. So nice. Okay, so next up here, I've got my Begonia maculata whitey. Ooh, and we're pushing out a new leaf. Focus. Trying to adjust the light so I can actually get you a fair representation of the color on this, because the leaves are so dark. There you go. That's more what it looks like there. So gorgeous. And we're popping out a new leaf. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. All right. But such a beautiful plant. That's why I haven't given up on it. I've had so many leaves drop on this plant, just pretty consistently. I think I'm finally starting to figure out what it likes. It does not like very bright direct light. It likes more dappled indirect light. I would say medium, maybe a little bit on the brighter side sometimes, but I think that these just really dark leaves just can't handle that. But oh my god, look at the back. What? So beautiful. Yeah, Begonia maculata whitey. Oh, another thing I would say for the care on these guys is not to let them get too dry. I think that is really my problem here, and that's why we've got all these bare nodes, is because, I just forget about them sometimes. So that's my fault. Alrighty, so let's go to the corner first. I've got this big, pretty fiddle leaf fig. I've had this plant for, gosh, well over 2 years now. He was just a little teeny tiny guy when I first got him, and now he's got such big paddly leaves. I just dig it. I think it's so cool. Look at that. Again, this was in a recent video of mine. Definitely a high maintenance plant, but can't not have it. It's so pretty. So you see that it's got the edema happening, or is it edema or edemia? I think it's just edema happening there. And that is just due to incongruent watering. So again, my fault completely. It's not pests, that is just from watering. It does usually grow out of those orange spots as it matures. So like you can see here, we don't have any of those orange spots anymore on this fully hardened off leaf. So I'm not too worried. I think that will fade away, but be aware of that. Okay, so let's finish up this table here. So I've got another orchid. Let's see. Let me take him over here. Whoop, whoop. Look at that guy. He is just beautiful. I want to say this is a Phalaenopsis orchid, but I'm not sure whatsoever. That is just 100% guess. Oh my gosh, I just shot bark at myself. But yeah, he's just in. Let's see if I can get him out. No, he's really stuck in there. He's in an orchid pot, so he's got that, kind of a basket-y pot. And yeah, he's doing really well. I know to water these guys when these roots start to get really silvery rather than a little bit more green. So I think he's probably okay for a little bit longer on the water. And then here I've got my jewel orchid. What is this called? Ludicea orchid. I did have this in my IKEA cabinet, but I think it was getting too much sun. So that's why I kind of brought him up here so that he can be a little bit more tucked away, and hopefully he'll fare a little bit better. And then we've got a Maranta kirchoviana, I believe it's called. I'm so sorry. I know I'm definitely butchering names here. Not a botanist, just a plant lover here. So some sort of Maranta. I'll put the name on the screen for you, of course. I do have some chunks of it that are variegated. As you can see here, we have some beautiful half moon leaves. They're just so gorgeous. So yeah, and again, don't let this guy go too long without watering, because you will get some of those yellowing leaves, as you can see there, compared to these ones up here, these ones down lower are definitely dying off, but you know, they're still okay. They're still giving the plant energy. So I'm just gonna leave them there. Okay. And then here I've got just a pot of cuttings. Let me come back over here so you can see, of burl marks. Such a cool plant. And look at that little leaf. How beautiful. Yeah, I won't go on about this guy. I've already talked about him a bunch. All right, and then up on the windowsill, let's see here, I have to adjust this so you can see a little better. Okay, so here I've got another orchid that is, whoop, just starting to bloom again for me this year. So yeah, again, this is, I think, the second or third year that this orchid has bloomed for me. It is so, so beautiful. I originally got this orchid for like $1.50 because the pot that it's in is broken, but I don't honestly really care too much about it. I just kind of turn it the other way and it's fine. I usually, oh no, I just broke this flower off. What? Oh no. Oh, don't be me. Don't do that. That's so sad. I'm just gonna leave it there in hopes that it like reattaches, but look at how sweet those flowers are. All right, we don't want to focus, but it's beautiful. Just trust me. Okay, and then here sitting along the windowsill, I've just got a bunch of pots of cuttings. So these are a bunch of purple heart Tradescantia or Tradescantia, and then a bunch of Zebrina, and they're just in water. I potted these up just a few days ago. I think probably like 3 or 4 days ago now. So I don't think there's anything happening quite yet. Oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh, we actually do have some roots happening already. You can see those in there. We already have some roots starting to form. That's really cool. Awesome. Do we have any in there? I think I do see some. And then this is in a dark glass, so we can't see if there are any happening in there, but hopefully. So that's really cool. And then the last 2 plants I have down here are just kind of sad. Little orchid, definitely needs water. I do have water in here, so it's drinking up, so hopefully he'll be okay. I'm not even sure what the flowers look like on that one. And then lithops. I've had these for, oh yeah, gosh, a couple years, honestly, and this is the most that they've done. They came and they were just like, let me put you over here. When I first got these guys, they were just like these outer parts. So these ones in the center are relatively new, within the last like 8 months or so, but it hasn't really done anything else. So yeah, I don't feel like I can really speak on the care of lithops because I don't know. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear me like scuffling around on the carpet here. If we look below this table here, I've got a grow light set up under the table with a bunch of cuttings and propagations and stuff down here. So I'm not going to go over everything down here. I'll just give you kind of a brief overview. Whoop, hello. Yeah, bunch of stuff down here, all kinds of stuff. Got a bunch of cuttings in this guy as well. I don't think you can see, but it's mostly golden pothos in there. I've got a tiny pink princess cutting that is hopefully gonna survive, and a little bit of Monstera Peru as well. And then sitting on top of this guy is a really sad Hoya macrophylla. Yeah, Hoya macrophylla. So again, hopefully he survives. That's why I've just got him down here so he can get the best light possible. But he had a lot of pretty growth that you can see died off. So hopefully we can have him survive. And then in here, let me pull this out. This is kind of cool. Under a cloche here, I've got a bunch of Alocasia corms. So this was a Syrian. This leaf looks like it's dying off, but we've got a bunch of roots. We've got, oh cute. We've got a teeny tiny leaf here. Hopefully you can see that. And I think this was, let's see, I think this is like a little regal shield. Another regal shield, I think, poly. And then we've got corms in here that are starting to root. So super cool. I keep all of these just under the cloche and under the grow light tucked away there. This guy, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I don't remember what he was. I feel like this was an alocasia Syrian. I don't really know, but whatever. Okay, so I just have a few plants left to show you here along the wall. Whoop. Let's start here. Okay, my light is really not cooperating. I'm so sorry, you guys. There we go. Okay, so this is my mother plant of my purple heart tradescantia. It is, again, it's a high maintenance plant. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like, look at the color on that. You kidding me? So pretty. This plant is really awesome because depending on the light that you give it, it will just absolutely change color. So as you can see down here, this is closer to a grow light, so it's coming in a more deep purple. And up here, he was not getting light from a grow light and he was further away from the window before. So this is more green. So it's really cool. It will definitely kind of change form or change color depending on where you put it and how you like it. But I just think this one is so cool. Such a beautiful plant. It is one of those, inch plant or tradescantia that will definitely lose those upper leaves closest to the base of the plant if you forget to water. So definitely be mindful of your watering. Whoop. And here, let me get a top view that'll look pretty for you. This is a begonia stormy sunset or something. But this is just such a beautiful begonia. It's like iridescent looking. I don't think I'll be able to capture that on camera for you, but beautiful plant. It's a little sad right now because I just watered it today. As you can see, there's a bunch of water still down in there. So I'm not going to leave all that in there. I'm going to come back and check on this in like 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll just dump whatever is left. Okay, let me get off the floor here for this big bad boy. Last but not least, all right, this is my giant bird of paradise. He is so big and so beautiful. He's a little bit droopy looking right now, I think, because we haven't been getting as much sun as he would like. I think I might try to put him outside this summer and see how he does once we're like really getting consistent sunlight all day. But I think he will like it. He did get some splits in his leaves when he was unfurling this last one, but honestly, that's what they do in nature, so it really doesn't bother me. Yeah, it really doesn't bother me at all, because that's just what they do in the wild. But look at this leaf. Oh, so beautiful. Who doesn't love a big old bop, right? I mean, look at the size of that. You kidding me? So cool. All right, those are all of the plants in my plant room right now. Oh, they're not. I've got hanging ones. Hello. I'm glad I panned around. Ignore that. That is not crescendo. That is a strain. That's not what this is. This is a Tradescantia Nanook. At least I'm pretty sure. I feel like it does look a little bit different to my other Nanook. It looks a little bit more slender, so it might be a different kind of variety. Oh, there's a little purple heart hiding out in there. But yeah, he just hangs here, super pretty. And then way up here, hopefully you can see that, there is my rabbit foot fern. Such a cool plant. So cool. Really easy care, low maintenance plant. All right. Okay, that is officially, those are officially all of the plants that I've got in my plant room right now. Like I said, we are planning on upgrading this room and doing something really cool with it. So we will see what we do when that time comes. But yeah, later on this week, this room will turn into a true guest room. So it's a little bit different than it usually is right now. So we've got bed and stuff set up here. My parents are going to be coming to join us because I'm going to be having foot surgery this week. So it's going to be really nice to have them, but this will not always be here. This usually has a table set up in front of it, and it's where we take pictures for eBay listings because we do have an eBay business as well. So yeah, kind of a busy room. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge of everything from plants to office, shipping, picture taking, a little bit of everything. So yeah. All right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me on a tour of this plant room slash like multi-purpose room. I can't wait to share with you what we decide to do with both sides of the room, the walls, and like figuring out plant stands and situations and stuff like that. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. It really helps. And if you like this channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.